you have like a Cole's Notes sort of a descriptor for your band when people ask you what do you sound like?
Not really, no. That's actually like the stumper.
Yeah. So you're at a party and someone's like, you're in a band, what do you sound like?
You know what we say? It's like a heavy psychedelic band.
Yeah.
Heavy psychedelic guitar rock. You know, that seems to cover it off.
Have you attended Heavy Montreal before?
No.
What are your impressions?
It's great fun, man. It's like they run a tight ship around here. Like hospitality's amazing, and it's all just super pro. It's like fun and easy to play.
Are you guys sticking around for tomorrow as well?
No, unfortunately we have to go back to TO because we all have stuff to do on Monday. But we're gonna hang out for the rest of the night and check out Metallica.
See Metallica, man.
Yeah.
You've now played with Metallica.
I think if you saw the stage we played on and the stage they played on, that might be a difficult thing to argue.
Yeah.
We're on the poster, man.
Yeah, man.
We're on the poster.
We
Exactly.
played one forest away from Metallica.
That's right.
This one.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How did you guys all meet?
We've all been friends for a really long time.
Through music in one form or another.
Yeah. We come from a group of friends who are all musicians and are all constantly starting new bands, new projects, sitting in with other people, and I don't know. I guess since the last 15 years-ish, off and on, depending which one of us met who.
But you were all in different bands before.
Yeah.
So what brought you all together? How did that all happen?
It really
A moldy garage.
yeah. We practice in like an actual garage behind a house. It used to be the two other guys in the band, Jay and Matt, used to rent rooms in this house, and different band dudes live there, and now it's like 5 years later, and well, it's many years later, but it's been 5 years since anybody in our band has lived in that house, yet somehow we still rent the garage. Anyway, and we just started going there and hanging out and just messing around. Like, it was like the best way to start a band. Just like, you know what, let's just get it together and hang out, and like there was no agenda to like make a band or work on songs, or we just got together and it started being a regular thing, like once a week. Let's get together, drink some beer, and
It's frustrating that we can't call ourselves a garage. I mean, we could call ourselves a garage band, but it would.
We are actually by definition a garage band. Not genre-wise, but status-wise.
How long did it take you to put together Monsoon Season, the album you released earlier this year?
It took about a year in total, from recording the first thing to like going all the way around to like mastering it. We made it with very modest resources. So, you know, it wasn't like, okay, let's book a month off and just do, you know, it was like something we worked on when we had time. It was like, okay, we got this body of thing, and it's like, okay, let's get together and do some guitar shit. Okay, let's do vocals on this day. So it was like piece by piece when we could do it.
We also never took, like, it's not like we're not playing shows because we're making an album.
Yeah, it was like we were still doing band stuff.
Was there an impetus to make an album, or were you like, we're going to digitally release it, we're going to, you know, offer it up for people to subscribe to a service? Did you want to make like a physical, tangible?
Yeah, well, I mean, our first EP, we made like a 10-inch white vinyl. So yeah, the intention was always to make like a physical record. It's like, you know, you think of like a CD, it's like, you know, your uncle has a CD.
Yeah.
It's like you have to make vinyl for it to count.
Yeah,
you know, like for it to be a real thing, you can hold in your hand.
The CD's the thing you rip, so you have the files on your computer and you can play them when you're working. Right?
My mom has a CD. My mom made a CD.
Exactly. No one except music fanatics have albums. They're a record player.
Yeah.
The only CD player I have anymore is in my computer. Like, got a record player.
And do you physically play records?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All the time.
I can't find the time anymore. Like to just sit down and put a needle down and do that.
I love that. See, I love that ritual.
You can just put it down for 5 minutes and brush your teeth and then take it off and go to work.
It's true.
Just press stop.
It's true.
Some of them even do it for you.
True enough.
Amazing.
Yeah. I love it. I love like the act of, and also just the break. You know, it's like chapters of a book. It's like I'm gonna read a couple chapters. So I like that. You know, structurally,
side 2, song 1 doesn't exist on CDs.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a very historically important song.
Nor does last song side 1.
Exactly.
You know, like
you get 2 endings.
Like think of where Stairway to Heaven is positioned on Zeppelin 4. You know, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So
true enough. It's a sweet spot.
Yeah. You get 2 little records in one.
Yeah.
That's my find. Because I think if a band puts out a really quality piece of music, vinyl is that's the testament to owning the music. You own the album. But I don't physically.
And big artwork is always nice. It's nice to.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I'll happily listen to digital music, and I do hear a lot of it. But especially if it's something I really like, then I long to. It's like if I find this on vinyl or if I see it, like I want it in my sit down and listen to. Right? You know, when you're out and about, you've got your MP3s going and phones in the car, or whatever. You know, but there is like
something nice
your
about
book,
the act
like
of
your bookshelf, like your favorite books. Like you want to have your favorite.
Have you heard Monsoon Season digitally, all squished down and artifacted? With all
It actually sounds pretty good.
I mean, we're not.
It's like, you know what? Like, you know, we paid for good mastering.
Yeah.
And it was mastered for iTunes, so they struck it from the 24-bit source. It actually sounds pretty good.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
I assume that the album was recorded in TO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, very humbly in that very moldy garage space. A lot of it was done there. Andy works at a guitar shop in Toronto called Paul's Boutique. They have a practice space down in the basement.
Okay.
So we did a lot of the guitars at the shop, which was awesome because we'd like just pick Andy up after work. We'd like bring like a whole mobile rig to record with, and just pull whatever combo of amps and guitars sounded like it would be. It was like, how about we get that, and that, and like whatever would sound craziest, and just took it all in the basement and did it that way. So.
Did you run into any surprises while you're putting the album together? Anything that you maybe weren't expecting when you went in to make the album proper that you learned from and will not repeat the next time around?
Like a negative experience,
or is this something where you're like, wow, we could have done that different or simpler, or you know, there's an easier way to do this, so let's do it next time.
I don't know.
There was definitely a point when we started to like carve away songs that there appeared to be. There was a bunch of more songs, and there was certainly a longer album's worth of songs.
Yeah.
And there was just this like. The surprise was finding the ones that kind of organically
like that made for the continuity
fit together and had their they worked together. They were families.
We
the other songs are the uncles.
Yeah, exactly.
You've already toured with some of the best bands in the business, as far as I'm concerned. You've set the bar pretty.
Oh, okay. Well, who are your favorites?
I like Caius and the Sword a lot. I like Stoner Rock. So those are two of the go-tos.
I mean, I would have loved to tour with Caius. We played a New Year's show at a tiny bar in Toronto, and it was like super rad. But we didn't get to do the tour. But it was amazing. Red Fang. Same thing. We did a festival with them and the Sword, Sled Island out in Calgary. Really super rad dudes. Awesome band.
What are you going to do for the rest of the year as far as touring? Are you going to go out with anybody? You're going to do your own shows?
This is what's so frustrating. We have a giant North American tour in the fall, but we haven't announced it yet, so I can't announce it right now.
Fair enough.
But it's really cool. It's a doozy, man. It's a doozy.
Do you have an opinion on how marketing music right now in 2014 is good or a bad thing?
I don't know. It's tough. I mean, in terms of a marketing environment, it's kind of like no other environment at any other time because of the internet makes anybody can cut through. It's like somebody can. You think of so many bands that just or they have one song and they post it and it blows up into this. So I have no idea how you navigate that or how you account for it. It's like I don't think it's something that from a marketing point of view you can chase down. It's like that kind of stuff is the denizens of the internet sniff out the fakes really fast, and if it seems manufactured, it's like no one's gonna go for that.
You seem like you're willing to tour.
Oh yeah,
is part and parcel to becoming.
we've been looking for a tour for kind of all year, and we've been like doing cool stuff for sure. But we're anxious to like.
Touring's also marketing in its own way.
Yeah,
it's you're doing your own promotion, so to speak.
We're looking to get our feet wet on some. Just get in front of people, man.
Yeah,
do our thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you rely on the most for getting your music out to new audiences and new ears?
That would be our label. That's their job.
Yeah, playing shows. Otherwise, it's
I mean, we see our main job as just like, there's all kinds of BuzzFeed memes about like the do's and don'ts of social media if you're in a band, or the 17 things bands don't do right or whatever. And I'm like, you got to work on the tunes. Like first and foremost, you got to work on the tunes and work on the show, and then let the other stuff come. I think too many people focus on getting the word out before they have anything worthy of like people hearing. It's like, check out my shit. I bought 50 million Twitter followers. I bought them. Check out my stuff, and then it's like some piece of shit song.
I don't think there's a better fail for a band than not being able to perform what you've heard online on stage.
It's a tough thing. It's like a lot of bands, they make a cool record that sounds awesome, and then they can't deliver live, or they're a great live band that they can't capture it on a record. Like, for whatever reason, they don't have the resources, or we're not working with the right people. Like, there's so many factors, but I think you have to start at the with the fundamentals.
It's funny too to think about the idea of like matching the advertising or the marketing rather of a song by putting it on the internet for you with the intent of bringing people into your show. I think we dodged a bullet, if people are shooting them at us at all, by we're just gonna be us every time. We're gonna be a little different every time. Like, we play them as close as we try and play them as last time we played them, compared to as the way we played them on that record.
But they always end up being way different than the record.
The point is to be as entertaining to someone who would like that song when they hear it on a record or online, to be like, you've got that version of it, but we're not gonna
it's not gonna be the carved in stone version forever.
We'll just do our best to make it as exciting and interesting as the one we picked, like the one we liked when we made it. Well, personally, a lot of that record too was half of it was like in circulation in a live show for 6 months to a year before starting it. So that,
and then the other half was like we actually just almost intentionally let it right as we were doing it. It's like,
and then it was fun those ones were fun to like, rather than jam it into a song, it's like now it is a song, and it's jamming and mutating out of that, the thing that we hadn't played before, compared to something that we'd played for a while and we're committing to okay, that's that song now.
So how far away have you gone? Have you traveled outside of North America?
Not yet. No, not with this band. We've done, I guess, as far as we've gone. We've done Vancouver a couple times. We've done some shows in Alberta. And
we got some shows in Alberta coming up.
And we got some more of those. And we've been down to New York a couple times. So
nice.
Like I said, we're dying to like get out and really start.
Give it a go.
Just like, I'm excited to hear what the band's gonna sound like after we played like 10 shows in a row.
You were talking a bit about having clips and stuff on the internet earlier. Do you have a favorite clip that someone has posted that you have had nothing to do with?
I don't watch that shit.
No?
No way. Nope. No.
What do you mean? What clip of
like a live, hey man, I was
a live
no.
clip of us.
Something that represents you. You're like, that's not
I
bad.
think meant like,
I don't know.
it's like I like the one where Nickelback gets hit in the head with a bottle. But that's not us.
Did you tell mom?
Like,
What's your band say? Like, watch this clip of Nickelback getting hit. Like, that's our band.
No, that was not.
I'm personally, I'm not.
Clips, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
people post them. I don't like to watch them. It's like play the show, and it's like you're doing it, and my memory of doing it was like, oh, it was like this, and then I'll watch a clip back, and I'm like, oh, it wasn't like that at all. It was like this, like, you know, and I can't help but like feel differently about the show.
Yeah.
So I'm super into photos, but I don't like video. I'm like,
Okay.
you know, like if people want to do it, post it, and if other people see it and they're down with it, that's awesome. But me personally, I'm like, I just don't watch it because I like, for whatever reason, I just never end up feeling good about it. It's like, it would be like going on a hot date and then someone coming up after and being like, hey, I took this video, you guys having sex, you want to check it out? And you're like, yeah. And you're like, oh, God, you know? Like, do you really want to watch that? Do you really want to watch that? No.
In your opinion, what's a band that's doing it right and has been doing it right for the past little while? Who do you say that is?
Oh, God. I don't know.
Like, that we played with, or in
Just in general.
Just in
Someone that
general.
you think is doing a good job, either like producing music, marketing themselves, getting out there, just, you know, launching their careers.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many. There's like, it's actually a tough question to ask because there's like, I think in this climate of the business right now, there are a lot of different recipes for success.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you make a gold record, you do this, that. You know, there's so many levels of success that you can enjoy as a band where maybe even, you know, it's like, hey, I play in a band, we're gonna go do this cool festival, you know, in the next city over, or we're gonna fly out here for a weekend and play these things. You know, it's like, it just depends on how you define success.
Should have asked Jay. Is this like a marketing show?
Yeah.
We should have asked Jay because he would have had an answer.
Oh, he would have had it.
I'm a marketing guy.
That
so
guy's got his.
I'm always curious about, you know, how does something work?
He's kind of the guy that is. We do have compartmentalized sort of like roles in the band outside of our like guitarist and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like someone's like, hey, you're the guitarist. It's like, well, I'm a bunch of other things too.
Yeah.
Like, and even those are specific. Like, Jay's kind of our like definitely social media guy. Like, definitely like.
He's
got his finger on a crazy pulse.
Yeah, of like music industry and
like you're involved in computers and that stuff as
yeah.
well, but like he specifically is like tapped it, like it is plugged into his brain.
But you know, like to your point, I think that there are so many components that you have to consider. You know, when you're in a band, even beyond those two fundamental things of like having a good recording, putting on a good show, like if your record looks like shit, if it's not like designed in an enticing way, no one will ever hear it. Like if it's got like, you know, crappy fonts and like a bad palette and
it's
like,
just harder.
But
because some of those squeak through.
Some of them do, but most of them don't.
Most of them don't. You're right.
Most of them don't. And it's one other thing that some people overlook is.
Well, it might be something too. Like it happens because they're the way things are now, where you can not even just small labels. You can just put your own music out if you want to pay for it. And people do. You know, like they don't have the marketing teams, the traditional like, you know, the people who could afford to press records had.
Yeah. But it's that same thing of like, you know, there's more tools than ever before.
Yeah.
But you get to see anything that you were impressed with like so far today? Or have you just like loaded in, played?
The only band we saw was the band before us. Really, I liked them. That was cool.
It's Kubla Khan. We saw a little bit of Eagle Tears.
We saw them yesterday.
We saw them yesterday. I went around and saw them. I caught a couple songs.
Oh, today.
But to be totally honest, like since we finished playing, it was like load out, settle, go here, get this, pick up this, and then come and do press. So
there's that ideal like that fans have. It's like you go to a festival, you're gonna see all these cool bands and hang out with all these musicians.
Yeah.
That is not the reality.
Yeah.
Well, if you're on the schedule and like jogging, you can get around. But it takes like 10 minutes to walk. But it's also part of what makes it work. Like you couldn't put 6 stages or however many there are, or 5 stages, right back to back each other. It's just like, and it sounds like you can't hear any of this down there.
No.
There's the natural
separation is amazing.
It's well done.
They separated it well, and it's nice that the sound is aiming in one direction. Those stages are, and this is kind of the pocket where you can kind of do this. There's going to be some shit in the background.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's still, you'll get audio, and I've done festivals where you listen to it afterwards. It's like, what a waste. Why do you even book that? Because it's short of
unusable.
Throw through and a friggin' boom mic.
Yeah.
It would still sound like dirt. But that's 2 or 3 people, and
there you go.
Well, it's also, it's not quiet here, but we're not shouting.
But it's not.
Well, that would be
Crazy, man.
I'm sure if you were backstage, like
right back
whatever's
there,
up in there.
Well, I went in with Best of Intentions. I wanted to see you last night and then have contacts because I haven't seen you perform live yet.
Do you live in Montreal?
I live in T.O.
In T.O.?
Well, Kitchener. Really.
Oh,
cool. Oh, wow. Yeah. Saw someone from Kitchener right after the set.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there. We played on the 25th in Kitchener. We were supposed to play at that venue, 15 Scott Street. It's like it was like
it's a small little.
With Sierra, Sierra from Kitchener, and I guess the thing got shut down, and we played a house party, and it was good. It was really cool.
Can't knock the house parties, man.
Oh,
well, they're 50-50 chance. Like
good hangs.
They could go really frustratingly, but this one wasn't one of those at all. It was like a great hang.
Well, friends of mine, the hipsters that I know they're all saying good things about you, so
cool.
That's good.
Righteous.
And I will catch you soon.
All right.
You're on my list. Thanks, man.
Cool, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, no worries at all.
Boy.